Here, California Philippines Bearcats. Hey, I wanted to go over something that I was discussing today with somebody else, and it has to do with, as a coach, really creating culture of how you guys play. So I want to give some examples of this before I get started and talk about the different cultures that I had. When I came out of high school, I went to Biola University, and I went to a program that the coach was very much about great defense, but then slow it down on offense, don't run, pass the ball around 10 times, kick it into the big guy, let him turn and score. And that's kind of how we played. It was a very slow, methodical, thought out way of playing. And actually the Biola coach, who I don't have much respect for, but he was extremely successful with that. And so then I transferred, because of a lot of that, to the best coach that I ever played for, the only coach that I really enjoyed playing for in my entire career, Bill Reynolds at Vanguard University. And we basically, his philosophy was run, get out, pressure everywhere, run the ball, to the point where we were, to even score on made baskets. So he was about run, pressure everywhere. And so I had those two contrasts, and I'm telling you, for me, it was so much better to play in a program and a culture of Bill Reynolds at Vanguard University. It was so much fun playing there. So I want to go over the philosophy that what I've came up with is what I call the 3 Ps, that you really have to create culture to play in order to be successful with you as a coach and with you as your team, and really allow your players to really have a great time. For 20 years now in California Bearcats, we have pushed this philosophy, the 3 Ps. The 3 Ps are passion, push, pressure. Passion, push, pressure. So I want to go over these 3 with you so you understand them fully. Number 1, you got to play with passion. Your team has to play with a high level of passion. 2 quick stories. One was a player that played with us in the beginning, California Bearcats point guard, Scott Patterson, who spent 4 years. He started all 4 years at Canyon Crest Academy. He set all these assist records there. He was our point guard with arguably the best Bearcats team in the history of our program. And I'll never forget, we played this team that was very athletic. They were a year older than us. They were stronger, they were bigger, and they were faster. And we were down at Seoul basketball gym. And so we started out the game, and they were up at about 15. We were getting beat pretty bad. We called a timeout, went back out there. We scored a few buckets, and all of a sudden the confidence began to build. And I'll never forget Scott Patterson coming out of the game, and we're sitting on the bench, and I'm getting ready to talk, and he just yells, "We can play with these guys. These guys aren't so good. We can do it." And I'll never forget what happened to the team when he spoke that. And just if you knew Scotty, that was not in his nature to really yell like that, but he was so fired up, and it fired up everybody on that bench. And we went out and we played neck and neck with this team the whole game. And I think at the end of the game, I think the scoreboard had them by 2 points max. But we played these guys. We had no business being there, but Scotty's expression of passion really changed it for us. The second story was, my son, tell a lot of stories about him because I was there at about almost every game, courtside. But when he played Army-Navy his senior year, to me it was one of the greatest games I'd ever seen Grant play. And we played Army-Navy. I'd never seen my son play with so much passion. We were down a man, Justin Bird. It was a packed house, standing room only, and we went down, and Grant brought the team roaring back. And I'll never forget the tears in my eyes and the excitement that my son, with passion, left everything on the court that night. And the game didn't turn in his favor, but still I feel it was one of the greatest games of his entire career, because the level of passion that he played with, which ignited the whole team, ignited the coach, it ignited the whole crowd, and pretty close, almost upset this heavy favored Army-Navy team. So you got to play with passion. If you don't have passion, you're not going to have success. You got to play with a tremendous amount of passion. Number 2, push. Got to push the ball. You got to look to run at every opportunity, every rebound. You got to think fast break. Get the ball down the court. Pass the ball. Don't dribble it. Pass it. That's the quickest way. When I played in college, we had a play that when they scored, everybody had a certain position. There was a net man to take the ball out. There was 2 wings. There was a point guard, and there was the 4 or 5 streaking down at the end. And everybody had a position where we would score on made buckets. I mean, literally we would score, they'd score, and then we would score and beat them down the court on a fast break, on a made bucket. That's how we played. We were always pushing the ball up. Teams knew that they had to get back quick, even on a made shot, if they wanted to beat us. That was the only way. We averaged more than 90 plus points a game every year at Vanguard University. We push the ball hard. And if you want to be successful and have fun with your players, get that ball down the court. Run as much as you can. The third thing is you've got to apply pressure. Meaning that when I played in college, our coaches had cue cards with numbers on them. And on a made bucket, you had to always turn your head to the bench and see what the defensive play was, because they could change it that fast. And so we could go from a man to a full court man to a 2-2-1 press to a half court trap. It could be anything. And so you had to be ready for those changes. And those quick changes and that pressure forced multiple turnovers during the game. I think we ended up forcing most of the teams we played to 15 or more turnovers per game. And so we applied pressure. And in the Bearcats, I always teach my coaches that if I went to a game and I saw the players the other team walking the ball up the court, I was going to call a timeout and we're going to play pressure. So my philosophy is pressure everywhere, meaning that you don't let anybody just walk the ball down the court. Even if you're in a half-court man, you have the guy who's guarding their point guard get all the way up on him and turn him all the way down court. Don't let him just dribble it up. Make him work to get across that half-court line. If you have a team that's maybe not very quick and you can't play as much man, then go to a trap. Go to an orange pressure 2-3 zone. But do not sit back in a zone. Do not let them walk the ball up. Pressure them everywhere, whether it's half-court man, full court press, half-court trap, or a pressuring zone defense, which is my least favorite. But if you got a real slow team, you might go to a 2-3 orange, which is sort of a trapping zone defense. But you got to apply pressure everywhere. My coaches taught me that when you turn a player, I mean you turn them, you cut them off, dribbling down the court, make them go the other direction with a crossover dribble or around the back or through the legs. Every time you do that, you are that much closer to that point guard creating a turnover, because every time he crosses over, he shows you the ball. So very important that I believe that this is the philosophy that you want to institute and the culture you want to create in your program, a culture of the 3 Ps. And our teams, every team I've ever coached, we play with the 3 Ps, or we don't play at all. We play with passion. People are loud, the bench is loud, the players are loud. We push the ball all the time. Every rebound, we're getting out, we're running the lanes, we're trying to score quickly. And the last thing is create pressure. We're trying to create pressure all over the court. Nobody gets to walk the ball down the court. They're always going to feel our pressure. I remember many times early on, other coaches would tell me that he would tell his players, hey, you got Bearcats on the schedule this week. You guys better be ready because they're coming for you. And so we have that reputation that if you play us, we're coming for you. We're not sitting back and waiting. We're coming to take it to you, and we're going to take the ball away from you and score. And that's the reputation you want as a team. The other teams are really in fear of you because of the amount of pressure that you apply during the game. So that's what I believe in. That's what I'll always coach. and I want all my teams to play that way, with passion, pushing the ball up the court, and applying pressure everywhere on the court. So just something to pass along. Hopefully this will help one of the coaches out there or more to really understand the culture you want to create in your program and on your team in order to be very successful, and at the same time a culture and a way of playing basketball that really makes it a lot of fun for your players. I had a blast playing for Bill Reynolds at Vanguard University. So I hope you enjoy this. Thanks for watching always. Please comment down in the video. I'd love to hear your comments. Any comment you can make would be great. And I just want to thank you for your time. God bless you guys. We're praying for a lot of you that we know. And if you have a prayer request, leave it in the comments section as well. We'll pray for you. And just have a great evening. Go Bearcats! Hey guys, Coach Corsi here. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and thanks for being a part of this vision for the future to impact our youth and the next generation. God bless you, and go Bearcats.